Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to round 6 of the Manufacturers Cup at Watkins Glen, where we're going to have a 17 lap race, 5-minute qualifying session, and the tyre choice for this race was a mandatory hard and a mandatory medium. Let's see how we get on in today's race. For this race, our best time was a 1 minute 46.9, which put us at 6,656 in the world. Just starting our first qualifying lap then, we're just going to head down to the first corner. We're looking for the 200 metre board on the left hand side, braking, getting the car down into second gear for the rotation, clipping the inside of the corner. You can use more curb here, it will give you a better run going through these corners here. All of these corners are flat out, but it's imperative you get that first corner right, as it gives you all the momentum and speed down this section here, and a lot of lap time can be made if you nail it. As we're looking to go through this section here, it's pretty hard, this section, but if you get it right, again, a lot of lap time can be made. It just depends how brave you want to be through here, and then you can take a lot more of that corner. You can even go onto the grass a little bit there, and it won't invalidate your lap, and it won't give you dirty tyres as well, which is something that most people don't know. Trying to go wide here, it's very easy to get a lot of understeer for that corner, so you've got to be careful. Just getting in second gear, looking to find the power nice and early here so we can carry it through into this corner here. Looking for the 100 metre board, or braking just before it on the left hand side. It's very easy to lose the back end of the car going up here. So as you see the Ferrari doing so in front of us, you just have to be careful when you're powering out of that corner, as it's very easy to do. And quite a few corners in this track is very easy to do. Just braking after the 200 metre board here, turning the car in, managing to get it done as the Nissan GTR. See, a lot of people were struggling here, so it is a bit of a difficult track and it takes a lot of practice to get used to. We weren't the best here. This was our worst sector, if anything, these last couple of corners. We couldn't really nail it. Here, you've got to be right and you've got to be on the limit. And I feel every time we were going through, we were making mistakes. But that was probably one of our better times through that corner. And then looking to get on the power nice and early again through here, not getting too close to the wall, as this again gives you a lot of speed if you get it right. And we crossed the line for a 1 minute 47, which put us in P6 for the start of our race. Qualifying out of the way then, it was now down to decide what strategy we wanted to do. Did we want to start on the hards or start on mediums? I opted to go for the hards because we were going to start in traffic and I didn't want to waste the life of the medium tyres, and I thought they'd be more beneficial towards the end of the race. Starting our first race here then at Watkins Glen. We're going down now into the first corner behind the German Stromberg. Stromberg and I have a fierce rivalry during this race, as you guys are going to see as it unfolds. Going into T1 then, we're met with a little bit of carnage as the Lambo goes round. We're going to see that from his point of view now. What happens, he just goes into the corner, too hot, makes contact with the GTR. GTR hits the back of his car, which sends him around. Unfortunate for him, sends him to the back of the pack. As we all just carry on then, going up through this fast sector here. Obviously, this depends on how your T1 corner goes, and I think we had a better run than the car in front, and we're looking to try squeeze up as he just invites us in down the side by giving us a little bit of space. So it's just here who's the most confident in this corner, as he really overslows it and then just forces off track. I don't know if it was a bit of, if we were to be afforded space there. I felt like I should have been afforded more space than I was, but racing incidents. We're just going to go into it then. We have another car trying to make a challenge on our outside, going into this corner here, and then if you just look at the radar, he just goes for a wonder. He goes onto the grass and hits the barrier. This is what happens in his case then. So the Porsche is coming up alongside us. We brake for the corner. He's carrying quite a lot of speed. Rather than hit us, he turns away from us and ends up going off of the track there. Back on board with us then, we're going down, looking to try and get some more positions in this race. This sector here, pretty hard to get right. As you saw from qualifying, we have a little bit of a moment there. And then also, a car has a moment as he's sideways on the straight. You're not meant to be sideways on the straight. Just braking after the 200 board here then. We caught back up to Stromberg a little bit there. Nothing too much, as we're just looking to go into the last corners, hitting our braking points perfect. Getting the car slowed, getting the power on nice and early. Stromberg gets on the curve, it's a bit of wobble, but managed to hold it still. So very well done on his half there. As we go through here, a bit sloppy through here for us, too slow, but Felt if we carried too much speed through here, as you see, we give Stromberg a little bit of a tap there. Felt like we probably would have done a lot more damage than good. So we're just getting some more pressure then off of the Romanian behind us. He's looking to try and make a move in T1, but I think he backs out, and then Stromberg's really slow into this corner as well. So I'm kind of lucky that the Romanian backed out, because we could have lost the position there, or we could have got pushed off the track and picked up a penalty. So we're kind of lucky there, as again, we've got the speed here. We were really fast through this sector. We made a lot of our time here. As we just go now in side by side, Stromberg makes a little bit of contact. Didn't leave us a lot of space there, so we just stuck to our line as we decide we're going to go and give it all our here. Managed to take the position, get the car stopped in time, keep the car on track. Nice line through there, and we take P3. Just taking this from Stromberg's point of view now. As you see, we get side by side, and then he just comes over. I feel like I was afforded space there. The back of my his car, I was alongside it with the front of mine. But as you see there, we just managed to take that corner a lot better than lap 1. And Stromberg just concedes the position. Not much happened after this. It was just mainly us chasing down P2 and P1, and it was pretty hard. They were quite fast, and we just wasn't finding the momentum. We couldn't settle into the race. We was making silly mistakes. We were changing gears down in corners that we shouldn't do, and so on. As we're just going through here then, we managed to keep it in a better shape this time, not getting the back end loose, managing to get up there. It's very easy, a little bit of lack of judgment here and you will lose the back end of the car, so you have to be nice and easy and consistent, and I feel like the consistent drivers were rewarded here at this track. Again, coming through these sectors here, this was our worst couple of corners throughout the whole track. We just couldn't get them right, and I just didn't know where I was going wrong. And yeah, we were pulling away from the cars behind, but we were losing time to the cars in front. They were definitely taking it a lot better than us. The leader was on racing mediums, P2 was on racing hards, the same as us. So our pace was just letting us down. But as we managed to get through the final corner onto the straight, not a bad corner from us there. Coming on to lap 9 then, we're just going to show where we start our pit. A bit slow into pit entry here, very slow, could have been faster, but I just didn't think it was worth picking up that 3-second time penalty here. We just wanted to be consistent, struggling to find the buttons as we are on the new 488 GT3 wheel, which we'll have a video coming out later in the week for that. And then we're just coming out of our pits now. Everybody else decided it was a time to pit as well. Majority of hard runners were going to come off for their medium tyres. As we just coming out to the pit now, we've lost one position. Stromberg's back in front on pit exit, as you see here. We're just going to come down. We're going to take it nice and easy out of the pit, because if you cross that hard yellow line on the left-hand side, yeah, it is a 3-second penalty. So just as Stromberg gets back in front then, we're going to come through this sector. Managing to be nice and tidy through here, getting a good line. Gaining on Stromberg, obviously we now have the fresher tyres compared to Stromberg, who was on the racing hards. Nailing this sector here, getting onto the back of Stromberg, closing that gap down a little bit more. Looking to be careful here, because you can understeer out of this corner very easily, so you want to get the power down and maybe potentially shift up a gear to try and get it under control. Braking on the 200 board there, getting it turned in so you can power out, getting the car rotated so you can power out the corner nice and easy. And then looking before the 100 board, braking, getting the car stopped. Stromberg has a little bit of a moment there, gets on the curb. I slow down, but I don't slow down enough. Like I let off, but I didn't let off enough, and we've just made a bit of contact to the back of Stromberg's car. Here's his point of view, so he gets on the curb, he gets unsettled, he's not on the line he wants to be on. And we just give him a tap in the back, and it just unsettled his race. He tried to full power it off of the grass, and then he tried to full power it again here, and it's just a mess. So I feel like, again, bad racing on my half. Stromberg, if you watch this, I doubt you will, I apologise. As we're just going through then now, we're going into our worst corners as usual, struggling to find where to brake. It's just now we were struggling to find the consistency. Consistency was the main thing in this race, and lap time, because we were miles away from everybody. We were 5 seconds behind or 4 seconds behind the car in front, and 6 seconds from the car behind. So we were just running our own race now, and we just had to damage limitations, be consistent. We were on the faster tyres, and it's just, yeah, run your race, put your lap times in, make sure they're good. Showing you guys then examples of what not to do when racing, and that is going off the track, getting your tyres nice and dirty, and picking up a 0.5 time penalty. We were really sloppy throughout here as we just served the time penalty. It kept inviting the cars behind and increasing the gap to the cars in front, and it wasn't ideal for the race that we were trying to run. But it was just like I said earlier, we couldn't seem to settle into the race as we go through turn 1 here, taking too wide of an exit, and I don't know why, but I felt like I was better on the hard tyres than I was the mediums. I just couldn't make sense of it. Again, picking up another 0.5 time penalty and then having to later serve that in the lap. We were just ruining our time as we go through here as well. Again, not ideal, just really sloppy, losing a lot of time that we shouldn't really be losing. And it just kept, like I said, inviting the cars in behind us, giving them hope towards maybe taking the position away from us. And at this point, I feel like it'd be deserved, because what we'd done to Stromberg and just the way we were driving, it was just abysmal. As you can see now, coming onto the final lap, it was like a 7-second gap, and it's now down to a 4-second gap. So yeah, we only had ourselves to blame for this. As we're just going to go on board with us then now, just let you guys watch the whole last lap of this race. Fortunately then, coming around the last corner of the lap, heading down to the final straight, we managed to finish in P3, where we had a 3.5 second lead to the car behind, and that gap was forever closing down, and it was just, I was glad the finish line come when it did. Finishing 3rd place then, picking up a bit of driver rating for that, and that was the end of the World Series Manufacturers Cup then. It was good. We were in the GT2 league, and it was fun over the 6 rounds. We learnt a lot about ourselves, and we learnt what we're capable and what we aren't. Managed to finish 1st in Birmingham and the West Midlands, 535th in the Manufacturers, and 2,185th in the European region. Thanks for watching round 6, guys, and the series. Catch you in the next one.